Michael McIntyre's Big Show 8:10 p.m. BBC One. A third run of McIntyre's amiable fun fest introduces a benign nightmare called the Midnight Game Show. The host bursts into a sleeping fan's bedroom and stages a quiz, complete with celebrity guests. Back at the theatre, Emily Sandé and Joe Lycett are the turns, while Ed Balls plays celebrity send to all. Before sending an awkward text, McIntyre has a peek at the intimidatingly extravagant Bal Scooper Ricardo order. Jack Seal, Strictly Come Dancing 6:45 p.m. BBC One. The remaining contenders swap the salsa for sand batch services as the Strictly Carabanc heads up the M6 for Blackpool Week. Ruth and Anton's performance to Mac the Knife failed to cut the critical mustard last week, with the dance-off less than surprisingly giving Johnny and Oaty those last two tickets to Britain's most famous ballroom. With just a month to go until the grand final, it still looks as if Debbie and Giovanni are clear favourites. Mark Gibbings hones My Country. A work in progress. 9 p.m. BBC Two. This National Theatre piece, written by Carol Ann Duffy and Rufus Norris, is equal parts play, public meeting and Brexit Tower of Babel. In what is surely TV's most peculiar response yet to the referendum, actors read testimony from voters. Their views range from rabid to horrified. At the centre of it all, Britannia penny-laden wanders around looking disconsolate. No wonder if this represents British identity. We're a mightily confused bunch. Phil Harrison, I Know Who You Are. 9 p.m. BBC Four. Final two episodes of the Spanish series that, while it started as a whodunit themed around amnesia and turning over a new leaf, has become a kind of Who How Far the Hang On He Wary Alia done it. That's not a complaint, more a way to say that it so often has an atmosphere of mild hysteria that recalls an Almodovar movie. Tonight, Barros tries to get the truth from Anna, but truth is again in short supply. Jonathan Wright, David Gilmour live at Pompeii. 10:40 p.m. BBC Two. One of the greatest guitarists of his generation revisits the site of his old band's 1972 film for this 2016 show, commandeering an amphitheatre that's lasted only a little longer than his career. From the aching melancholy of Wish You Were Here to that comfortably numb solo which segs in tribute into Purple Rain, and the four shimmering notes, ringing out like God's own bells, that herald the start of Shine On You Crazy Diamond. It's epic stuff. Ali Cattrall, The White Princess. 9 p.m. Drama. Fair play to Philippa Gregory and her historical novels, but this new sequel series to The White Queen benefits also from the kind of broad dynastic strokes that characterize Game of Thrones. It's 1485, and with Richard III dead 2 days, Henry Tudor, an administrator, not a lover or a fighter, rounds up York allies to marry them or kill their male heirs. A tense opening to a drama that keeps a tight focus on a cocktail of inheritance, power and mother issues. John Robinson, The Definitive Guide to the Mob. 9 p.m. History. Known as the Yuppie Don, mobster Michael Franzese was making the Colombo crime family $2 million a week at his peak. He somehow quit the Cosa Nostra in the 90s and walked away with his life. He offers his first-hand experiences, along with former police and ex-mob associates, in an exhaustive, two-hour history of organized crime in America, from Lucky Luciano to the megalomaniacal but incompetent John Gotti. Ben Arnold. TV films. American Gangster, Ridley Scott, 2007, 10:05 p.m. ITV4. Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. Denzel Washington in American Gangster. Photograph. All-star Universal. Scott's glossy, old-fashioned crime drama tells the true life story of Frank Lucas, the Harlem Hood who made his fortune smuggling heroin from Vietnam in the coffins of U.S. soldiers. Denzel Washington is superb as the charismatic gangster, and is matched by Russell Crowe as the shambling cop Richie Roberts, who doggedly tracks his quarry for years. Paul Howlett, Man on the Moon. Milos Forman, 1999, 12:20 a.m. BBC One. Funnyman Jim Carrey is spotted as the enigmatic stand-up comedian Andy Kaufman, a flamboyant blend of off-the-wall humor on stage and sad, mixed-up human being off it. The point seems to be that no one could tell when he stopped performing, and it was hardly surprising when this self-destructive talent died young. An intriguing biopic. Paul Howlett, Witchfinder General. Michael Reeves, 1968, 2:35 a.m. Horror Channel. A minor masterpiece of horror featuring Vincent Price in his greatest incarnation of evil Matthew Hopkins, the infamous witch-finder in Civil War-torn England, 1645. Ian Ogilvy as a trooper trying to save girlfriend Hilary Dwyer from his clutches. Filmed on location in Suffolk, it brilliantly evokes a period of chaos and violence. Paul Howlett Live Sport Premier League Football Arsenal v Tottenham Hotspur. Arsenal host their increasingly threatening North London rivals, 12:30 p.m, Sky Sports main event. Tennis ATP World Tour Finals, the opening semi-final of the singles competition from the 2 p.m, BBC Two. International Rugby Union England v Australia, the Autumn International from Twickenham, 2:55 p.m, Sky Sports main event.